Howdy folks, I'm Bo Tucker and I'm here with Learning Team 5 today, and we are going to be interviewing J.R. Cox. So are you ready for an interview, J.R.?
Yes sir, I am.
Excellent. We're going to ask you a few questions here, J.R. How would you describe yourself?
Well, basically I'd like to begin as saying I'm somewhat of a explorer in some of the hobbies I have. I do a lot of things in reptile exploration with my daughter. Also, I'm a very good team player. I belong to a union functioning fund that's involved in a lot of civic responsibilities in my area. So we therefore have a lot of team get-togethers. We do barbecues. We also do Dads Against Diabetes, and we've even worked on several habitat houses in our area for some of the folks in the area. So team player would also fall into that. Go-getter would also be the same, within the same paragraph as me explaining myself. Pretty independent. As a child, I'm one of the younger ones in my family, but I've always had to go get it and do what I had to do to make it be done. Forward thinking. I love technology. I like the new things coming in America today, and I believe that's probably about it.
All right, J.R. Well, that's excellent. I got another question for you here. Can you tell us a little bit about your last job?
Yes, I can. The last job with the same corporation, I was located in a place of all things was called Woodus Creek, Alabama. That came from an old lineage way back in the 1800s, I believe, when several husbands had gone down to fish and slipped into their deaths, and it became just nicknamed as Widows Creek. It was a power plant which had 6 units. I went through my SGPO accrediting exam down there with a lot of experience for a 2-year period while I was located there. I really enjoyed the people down there. The area geographically was somewhat at a disadvantage for me because my mother was up in East Tennessee and she experienced some illness, and I had put in for a transfer in this area to come up here, and was lucky enough to be able to come up to a plant in Rogersville, Tennessee that led me away from the location at Woodus Creek in Alabama. But I really did like the area, and I really did like the people and the job. So I guess that would be the most brief and closest last job explanation I could give.
Well, that's excellent, J.R. For the next question we have, why do you think you would be right for this job?
Well, specifically for the job that I've placed with your company, with your Human Resources Department, it details a supervision position which is right in the line in operations, in which this is the same department I've worked in since 1986 with the same company. The reason I really do like this particular supervision position is because it deals with shift work, which I've worked rotating shift excuse me, for the last at least 20 years with this company. I've developed my skills with team memberships. I've developed my skills in the total quality control area, and also the expectations of leadership expectations in STAR 7. And currently I'm a simulator instructor, which deals with supervision of people and laying out of lesson plans and accrediting exams and things of that nature. So I believe this just goes hand in hand with the responsibility of this job that I've put in for.
Well, that's great, J.R. Well, now we understand and know why you think you'd be right for the job, but why is it that you would want to join our company?
Well, within this team, within this company, I believe the credentials are the same as the company that I'm currently involved in now. It is a utility corporation. It may be geographically a different area, but I believe as far as my career goes, I'm looking forward to a little outgrowth with a different corporation to balance my experience, balance my knowledge base, and balance my training. I've basically trained on every type of unit in operations that there is available within this company, currently Tennessee Valley Authority. And I would like to expand my horizon and expand my technological knowledge in the utility industry. So that's primarily the reason I'm putting in for this particular job with your corporation.
That's excellent, J.R. For the last question today, I want to ask you, what is it that you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
Well, 5 years from now, one of my major goals that I've set that I believe is a realistic goal is for me to finish my bachelor's degree at Tusculum. I'm currently involved in that and about halfway finished, and it's a very exciting thing, but I really do want to see that to be one of my first goals that I finish. The second goal would be to see my daughter graduate from high school. She's currently a freshman, and I'd hope that she could graduate with honors because we spend a lot of time with her and her extracurricular activities and studies. And thirdly, I guess the other goal I would like to see would be me to join your corporation and move forward and move upward within it and become a viable team member and a viable part of your corporation.
Well, that's great, JR. That's all the questions that we have for you today. Do you have any questions for the learning team?
No, not really at this time. However, I would like to get some contact information after we finish the interview in case I think of any when I leave from here. If I could get the HR person's number or a phone contact number at the corporation, if I do think of anything, that would be most helpful.
Well, we'd be more than happy to give you